So you know you're good when you're a freshman and you already have offers from 3 universities. And now Ronnie Royal, who plays both running back and defensive back out of Alexandria, Alabama, is the MaxPreps Freshman of the Year. So just how good is he? We'll take a look at some of his stats there. You can see some of his plays as well. Royal finished his freshman season with 2,853 yards of total offense, 35 touchdowns, also starred on defense, racking up 57 tackles and a pick 6. He already has offers from Florida State, South Carolina, and UAB. All right, let's welcome in National Football Editor for MaxPreps, our good friend Zack Poff, also Steve Montoya, the Director of Programming for MaxPreps. Let's take a look at the awards, starting, Zack. With his kid, Ronnie Royal, you look at him, you're like, oh, he's good, and then you're like, oh my gosh, he is great. Tell us more about Ronnie Royal and why he won.
Yeah, I mean, he put up big-time numbers, some numbers that seniors don't even put up. You know, over 2,800 total yards, 35 touchdowns, also had 4 INTs on defense. And he's playing in 5A football in Alabama. That's one of the highest classifications. And, you know, he led him to a 12-2 record. And one of the main reasons why he was named MaxPreps Freshman Player of the Year was because he did it on both sides of the ball at a high level. And, you know, I got to give a shout out to our guy, Steven Spiewak. He's been selecting the MaxPreps Freshman All-America Team since 2010. And I got to say, he nailed it once again this year. And I couldn't agree more with him for picking Ronnie Royal as a Freshman Player of the Year. And you just look at some other past MaxPreps Freshman Players of the Year. You got Nick Bosa for the San Francisco 49ers. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's going to be the #1 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. And last year was Arch Manning. So he's done pretty well when it comes to selecting the MaxPreps Freshman Player of the Year. And I think he nailed it with Ronnie Royal here. And also, too, Gulf Shores High School has got to be pretty excited because Ronnie Royal just announced yesterday that's where he's going to be playing his sophomore campaign.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about kids that are 14 and 15 years old starting on the varsity team and putting up tremendous numbers like this. And for us at MaxPreps, it's real fun because we get to see these kids play for the next 3 years and beyond. So congratulations to our National Freshman Player of the Year.
All right, let's go to freshman All-American first team offense. Steve, you get a quarterback here in Jayden Davis from Catawba Ridge, South Carolina. He's 6'1", 175, a pro-style quarterback. Already has offers from Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. Tell us about him.
Yeah, he started playing high school football as an 8th grader. So this is his 2nd year playing high school football already. He's just a freshman, which is crazy to think about. And think about this, you're one of the top players in the entire country. As a freshman, you already have offers, like you said, from Alabama. Imagine walking around campus with that already, being only 15 years old. So Jayden Davis, he's going to be a big-time player for a long time. And it's crazy to see it, but yes, as an 8th grader, he had already picked up an offer from Alabama.
All right, Zack, let's stay with first team offense. You want to highlight running back Davian Goss. He's just in our backyard here, Hollywood, Florida, got an offer from Texas A&M just this month.
Yeah, and, you know, you look at this roster that Chaminade Madonna has. It's loaded with, you know, double-digit guys that have Power 5 offers. And one of those guys is Thad Franklin, a senior running back. So that just shows you how good Davion Goss is because he was able to split carries with Thad Franklin this year. He rushed for nearly 1,000 yards, and he's playing for a team that made it all the way to the 3A state championship game. This dude is a boss with the ball in his hands. I love his game. And, you know, the dude's 200 pounds. He's a tank, but he also runs 4.4, 4.5 speed. So he's going to be a big-time running back from the state of Florida. And we know Florida's king when it comes to producing running backs. You got King Henry and, you know, Dalvin Cook, just a couple of guys to name. I expect Goss to be a household name when we're talking about him 5, 6, 7 years down the road.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's talk about defense here. Freshman All-American first team defense. Steve, tell us about Heaven Brownschuler out of Pace Academy in Georgia. This kid has 5 offers already as a freshman. Arkansas, Florida State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, and Tennessee. Tell us about him.
Yeah, imagine being a freshman and being 6'4", 260 pounds. Well, that's what Heaven Brownschuler is. Maybe, you know, in the entire freshman All-American team, this kid might be the most gifted. at least as of now. He got some varsity snaps this year with Pace Academy. They went 6-3 overall, and man, can you, like I said, can you imagine being that 6'4", 260 pounds as a freshman and just dominating already? Watch out for the next 3 years for Heaven Brownschuler.
All right, let's stay with the defense here, and I want to head to Utah Judge Memorial. Zach, there's a kid there, Kalen Gray. Thankfully, Utah, I believe, was the first day back for football. They were the first ones to finish, so we got to see him play all season. Tell us about him.
Yeah, first of all, stand up Utah, man, because, Kalen Gray is one of the most versatile cats, and we're not just talking about freshmen. We're talking about all 4 classes. This is a dude that could have been selected on the All-America team as a wide receiver, tight end, defensive line, or defensive back. That's just how versatile this cat is. He had over 500 yards receiving, was all over the field on defense. And Amanda, I think we're going to be bringing up the state of Utah a lot over the next few days when we're breaking down these All-American teams, because Utah, one of the most underrated states when it comes to producing talent. A guy like Penei Sewell is going to be a, top 5, top 10 pick in this draft. He's another dude that's from the state of Utah, and Utah just keeps getting better and better when it comes to producing talent. And Kalen Gray is the cat to keep tabs on from the class of 2024.
Yeah, talk about Utah talent. You mentioned Penei Sewell there. Ryan Wilson has Trevor Lawrence #1, Penei Sewell right there, right behind him. All right, finally, I want to take a quick note on second-team selections, because this is a name a lot of people will recognize. Last name, at least, Kennedy Urlacher, son of Hall of Fame Brian Urlacher. Zach, tell us about him.
Hey, this guy's going to find the ball and hit you hard, because that's what the Urlachers do. He's not the only guy, too, from Castile High School to make the Freshman All-America team. You got this cat, Jeremiah Newcomb, also. That was a first-team selection. Kennedy Urlacher, though, this is a dude who made big-time plays as a freshman. He was a second-team choice. And, I think you might want to go watch the tape, because he plays, I'm not going to say like his dad, but he's got some of those football instincts just like Brian did. And finally, Bears fans can have something to be happy about. I know you made the playoffs, but it was still a struggle this year. But at least you can go watch Brian Urlacher's kid ball out on Friday nights.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out to an offensive lineman. I'm going to go with Walt Flynn here, just because he played for the #2 team in the country, Grayson. He started at center for them. So, sometimes the big guys up front don't get the love as the playmakers do, but I'm going to give it here to Walt Flynn. Played, like I said, for the #2 team in the country, starting as a freshman. Pretty impressive.
Steve and Zach, thank you so much for joining us here on AHQ. We're going to be checking in with you every single day this week as you guys hand out your awards. By the way, you can check out all things that we're talking about here on MaxPreps.com. And by the way, they just finished, we broke it all down, the top 25 high school football rankings in the country. Make sure to go to MaxPreps.com.